Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Now, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit is a 2005 stop-motion animated comedy film that was produced by DreamWorks Animation, as well as Adam Animations that gave us Chicken Run, Creature Comforts, and so on. And the film was once again directed by Nick Park, who also gave us other things like Chicken Run and Shaun the Sheep. So pretty much Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit is Wallace and Gromit's first feature theatrical film after 3 animated shorts sometime before A Matter of Life and Death. And the premise of the film is meant to be about Wallace and Gromit owning their own pest service company, which has become the kind of main thing that kept the town free from the invading force of the rabbit and earning the town's respect. We kind of see how Wallace gets the idea from Lady Tottington about sorting out the rabbit problem, and after using a device, it seems like the test results seem to work, but of course we all know what's gonna happen. And of course we do kind of see how not only Wallace and Gromit have to deal with a giant rabbit, but we also see how there's obviously hints that there's more truth to what's going on. I would say the film itself works at times, but I think there is a lot of adult humour you kind of recognise. And it kind of seems like the humour does fall flat a little bit. I do think there's some characters that do feel enforced or just were thrown in for the sake of plot. I kind of feel Helen Bonham Carter's character, Lady Tottington, sort of works, but I just think was thrown in to be a love interest to Wallace. I think her character is just meant to be this kind of pacifist, more kind of believing that rabbits aren't bad. And I kind of feel when you've got Victor Quartermain, who is obviously meant to be a lord himself, and of course is after Lady Tottington for her wealth and money. I think his character works at times, but I just think doesn't really work much as a villain. He's just thrown in to be that kind of rich, arrogant, gold-digging boyfriend. And I kind of feel they could have had him be a legendary hunter who sees the were-rabbit as his next prize. I just think was thrown in for the sake of plot. But I think what I give the film credit for, it shows you a larger showing of the community in Wallace and Gromit's neighbourhood. I think the problem that I think the other two Wallace and Gromit shorts had, the wrong trousers and a close shave, you never really got to see anyone else. And I know the point of the third short was meant to include another character called Wendell Lintz, who is this kind of meant to be a counterpart to Wallace. And I think for the most part, I know, yeah, there were Wallace and Gromit graphic novels that kind of gave you an insight to other characters. I think here, it kind of has that small community you would see in other villages, towns, and small additional seaports, which I think does work. And I know after this film and Flushed Away, I know DreamWorks did kind of salvatize with basically Nick Park and Steve Fox. And even Nick Park admits that he was put under a lot of pressure by DreamWorks to meet things for their standards. And it kind of explains why there's a bit more enforced adult jokes, a bit more less of the typical Wallace and Gromit humour. And you can kind of tell Nick Park even admitted that he preferred the kind of the style he was used to with his other shorts. And I think the point of A Matter of Life and Death was meant to go back to that. I think the problem is, I think the film, well, longer didn't really had to be made. It just feels like a longer, extended Wallace and Gromit short that really didn't need to be done. And I think the problem is taking something in from British soil into American soil can be costly and dangerous. I know as well there is going to be a standalone sequel, so hopefully we might see Nick Park able to fix things from the last film. So I think, to me, Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit unleashed a curse that was some wasted potential, but a good idea deep down. So I think it deserves a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.